Hi everybody, it's Mark Shellshear. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from the Shellshear project in Brisbane, Australia. I just want to discuss a little bit about yesterday's blog. I get questions and get comments about what I do and what I say. I just want to clarify some things because I know that this is one of the most difficult areas we face as artists, and I have experienced it myself. I remember what it's like to be so scared to go up and talk to people. And I can't explain why. It doesn't make any sense. You know, I said yesterday that it's human nature to quit when it hurts or it gets too hard, and this is what creates scarcity. Because you see, people give up so easily. And I remember standing there thinking that I should go and speak to people, but something stopped me inside. And so once I got to that point of feeling that way, I then used the excuses like, you know, well, it's okay because my paintings speak for themselves, or that people will just automatically connect to the paintings. And friends, that just doesn't happen that often. And it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it doesn't happen that often. And you and I really need to learn the skills to do these things, because without them, we probably won't sell as much work as we could sell. You know, we create demand amongst customers when we put ourselves out there and tell people about what we do and how we do it. People want to know that. They want to understand the artist. They all love the romance of being an artist. And so we need to project that in what we were doing, just as long as we don't end up believing our own propaganda. Okay? I understand it's hard to sell to people. I get that. It is hard. Selling is not easy. But if you can understand that selling is engaging the customer, then you begin to see that we bring value to the customer and to our artwork because we are engaging the people in conversation. And that's really what selling is about. It's about engaging people, it's about bringing value to the customer, and it's about building a relationship between the customer and ourselves. Now, I'm not going to try and tell you it's easy. It's not. It's a learned skill. And because it's hard, most people give up and want to use excuses. And excuses like, well, you know, my paintings talk for themselves. Well, we all know that is not true. We all know that when we explain a painting to somebody, it has much more effect on them. Okay? And I also understand it's hard to talk to strangers. I get that. But this also is a skill. If it was easy to talk to strangers, everybody would do it. And so again, what the thief does is gives us excuses like, well, we'll just hang back. We don't want to interfere with them because, you know, they're looking at the paintings and the paintings will speak for themselves. I mean, that's not true. If people come to your art show, they really want to talk to you. They really want to meet the artist. And as I say, these people are giving the artist their valuable time, finite time, that they can never get back. And they're doing that by coming and looking at the art and being part of the opening. And therefore, we have a responsibility, artists, to walk up and talk to these people, to walk up and engage them in a conversation. And yes, that's what I call selling, getting engaged in a conversation. And the big thing, and a lot of artists just seem to refuse to do this, a big thing is storytelling your art. Everything's about stories. We live by stories. You read books. You watch television because of the stories. You follow series on television because of the stories. You go to the movies because you want to hear the story. Not only watch it, but hear it. You see, if the story wasn't important and we didn't have to speak about it, then silent movies would still be popular, but they're not. Silent movies are not popular. Why aren't they popular? Because you don't hear anything. And in everything we do, we've got to converse with people and talk with people, engage them in conversation. And so that then, by us doing that, we bring demand, we bring value into the whole proposition. And that's the reason I want you to talk to strangers. I want you to storytell your art, because it's the way to touch people's lives. Words are important. Words touch people. Words can bring emotions. Words can do, you all know, words can hurt and words can heal. Words can lift people up and words can tear people down. Words are so powerful, and yet a lot of us don't use them when we should, when we're talking about our art and selling our art. Okay, guys? I understand that when it gets tough, when it gets hard, most people quit. I get that. And when it hurts, most people quit. Why? Because it's easy to do. It's easy to walk away. It's easy to make excuses. It's easy to blame other things. It's not easy to take responsibility and say, I have to do this. I have to learn to engage customers. I have to learn to converse with them. I have to learn to build relationships with people, and I have to learn to storytell my art. Because the minute I begin to storytell my art, I bring value, not only to the customer, but value to my art. Because now there's a reason. And it's all about reasons in the end. So my dear friends, I ask you, get the courage to walk up and talk to customers. If you're one of those people who are a little bit afraid, my friends, build that into your life. Practice it. You know, practice it everywhere you can, talking to people, and especially strangers, and learning to smile and walk up to them and bring value to the proposition. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit. I hope that encourages you. Have a fabulous weekend, guys. Remember, there's people hurting out there. Hugs and smiles are free. Give them away generously. I'm going to talk to you on Monday, Australian time. You have a wonderful weekend. I will talk to you then. Okay, ciao.